identity. You shift your identity, and people shift their identities, and you become your authentic self. So there are 4 fields of conversation generally. The first 2 fields of conversation are unproductive. They don't produce anything great. The third and the fourth one are the productive fields of conversation. And we'd like you to be able to recognize these fields of conversation, number one. And number two, being a leader is recognizing what is the field that's operating where you are right now, and then being able to shift that field from unproductive, that is from downloading or debate, to productive dialogue, reflective inquiry, or collective creativity. And those are the skills we are going to invite you to develop now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the sharing, and I'm going to stop the sharing of my computer and invite conversations now. So questions. Let's have some questions. Did you get what I said? Did you get about what the 4 fields are? Yes, no, maybe? Okay, who'd like to recreate for me what you got from what I said? Don't worry, you're not expected to get it right. It's all right if you get it wrong. Tell me, what did you hear me say?
Harmeet.
Yeah, Harmeet, go ahead.
The first part is like downloading part of things, and where mostly things are like the common jargon that you do use on a daily basis, like the empty phrases like "How are you?" "I'm nice," all the niceties that you exchange, and they actually do not go into producing any outcome actually, and you actually don't even connect with the other person. You already know he's lying, and you are also lying.
Mm-hmm.
And the second is when you debate, you get to fall in a pitfall where you see that your view is the only view and you hold on to it, and you are so righteous about that view, and you don't want to give it up because you have some evidence against backed it up against that view, and you are of the view that only this is the way it will work. And the third view, which I really got present to, is getting into the mode of inquiry, and actually seeing things from other people's perspective and not leaving your view exactly, but just like putting it on hold for a while, and then you try the other view, and then you try to connect both the views, and maybe something shapes up in that conversation. And normally these are the conversations I normally in my personal language I call them dil ki baat ki aapne. You connected from your heart. And the fourth was like completely which just created was awesome for me. It is like actually that is the conversation which actually makes the real difference in connecting and understanding, and in getting to a mutual agreement where you say that these are the terms we will finalize on. Maybe business meeting, on a sales call, at home. Maybe you want to buy some product. You want to sell any idea of to anyone basically. But unless that creative collectivity will not be there, I don't think anybody is going to board the same bus that or the one you are on.
Very good.
This is
very good, Harmeet. Great, thank you very much. Somebody else? What did you get from that talk of mine?
Sorry? Yeah, so the first one, most unproductive, basically talking nice.
Yes.
Just speaking what others want to hear. Somebody's saying, you're just saying yes, yes, yes. In the head, you're having your own agenda and being cynical about how this is not going to happen.
Right.
Second one is probably allow something to happen, but not very productive. Again, debate, talking very tough I am my point of view, and this is the only point of view, and nothing from. I mean, somebody can say something, but at the end, my point of view shall prevail.
Yes.
Um, and then third one is dialogue. There are other points of view, and I can inquire into what those point of views are. Some amount of empathy is starting to show up, and so my point of view is not the only point of view. There are other point of views, and then I can start to reflect in and inquire into those point of views that people have. And the last one is collectively creating, um, where everybody is building on to what the other person has presenced. So it's like, my identity or myself or I no longer am alone, but my identity becomes the identity of the whole group, and there is, um, flow of thoughts, ideas, inquiry happening, and respect for other people's views as well.
Yeah, very good, Bhuvan. And everything you said, you were speaking from the point of view of the person. You said I. Now, if you speak from the point of view of leadership, can you see that you would say the same thing, but it would be about the whole group?
Yep.
Yeah. So in level one, in field one, the whole group is nobody is saying anything. Everybody is withholding themselves or just pretending and that they agree with stuff. In the second field, everybody is holding on to their point of view and debating. They're not suppressed. They're not holding it back, but they're debating and putting it out there. So in terms of leadership, you being able to recognize, hey, in my meeting right now, we are in field one. Let's shift this field. Let's go to the next field at the very least. At least let me get these people to state their points of view. So what are the skills that are required in speaking and listening to shift the conversation from the first field to the second field? Then, hey, what is required to be able to shift the conversation from the second field to the third field? So that's what leadership is. Leadership is having the competencies, the abilities to be able to shift the dialogue, shift the conversation from one field to the other to the other. And the first thing is you need to recognize which field your group is operating in and then shift it. And the shift from 3 to 4, I think you'll find much easier to do once you get 3 pretty solidly grounded. Okay, thank you. Anything else for you about that, Bhuvan?
Nope.
Anything else, Bhuvan?
Nope.
Okay, great. So now, questions and comments. Let's have, what are the questions or comments or whatever you have about these fields of conversation?
Somebody from Unity?
Or from anywhere. It don't have to be only Unity, but from anywhere. Habib, you want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, these particular things, fields of conversation, is not in your handout book. I don't find it.
Vivek, can you tell him which page it is in?
Yeah, I will send you a message where it is in a short while. I'll just open the file myself. I haven't opened it.
Okay. I don't find it here, sorry.
Okay. You want me to put it up on the screen again?
Yeah, it's okay, but there was a little disturbance here. I could not purely listen.
Yeah, don't let people interrupt you while you're in the seminar.
Yeah,
Okay,
these
here
you are.
things I want. These particular things.
Here you are.
Yeah, okay. This is not in the book handout, what you are given there. I don't find it.
It will be there, but you'll have to find the page. Okay.
Okay.
It'll be it'll look slightly different, but you'll find the page. I think you may be able to see it here. Let me see.
Fine.
See, it'll look like this.
Yeah. I see.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That's right.
Okay. In the meanwhile, let me take sharing from other people while we find out. Questions? Anybody? Any questions? Comments? Because this is the most important aspect of leadership. So you want to learn this properly. So I'm going to stop the sharing and give an opportunity for people to ask questions.
Cody,
Yeah, go ahead.
I had this question that before the start of any meeting, there is a lot of downloading happening already with everyone.
Right.
So, like, what if we are trying to guide the conversation in a certain way and people are not eager to do that and it's still stuck on the second phase or the first phase?
Right. So your question is?
Like, how to take that second step from second to the third part, and that's
Well,
we are
there are no answers I can give you. You have to practice. One of the things is you have to practice recognizing which field is present, right? And once you recognize which field is present, then you have to practice, how do I shift it?
Yeah.
How do I shift the field, right? So this is more a matter of practicing. So here's what I recommend you do between now and next week. What you do with this is just recognize the fields that are at play and see what you can do with it. And you most probably may not be able to do very much. And next time when we meet, we'll do an exercise where you actually shift the field of conversation. But now we want you to be able to recognize that these fields are there. They are present. And this is not so much to do with two people. It has to do with more than two people, you and a group. It has to do with a group conversation. Okay, now I noticed that you're not asking any questions because you are looking at, okay, how do I solve this? So that's transactional. Don't look at how to solve it. Just notice, just realize that there is something to recognize, something to see. You got that, Abhijit? You can look back to your meetings this morning, right? And how many of them were in level 1? How many of them were in level 2?
Yeah,
So
like everyone, I see that everyone is in a hurry usually and they're preoccupied with the mindset. So it's usually stays on level 2 at times.
yeah, and actually you'd be surprised at how much it is level 1. Because people will not say it. You should be able to recognize it. You leave the meeting thinking everyone's agreed with you, but nobody has.
Yeah.
Because nobody expressed their opinion. Or you're clear nobody agreed with you or nobody agreed with anything because they're all debating because they haven't got the skill of dialogue. So look at your real meetings today and see what actually happened. That's what happened this meeting. That's what happened this meeting. Yeah, and there are two things. One is you as a participant in the team. The other one is you as a leader of the team. So Arun, anything for you? Yeah, microphone, Arun. Put your microphone on.
I have to put into practice right now. So I have to, otherwise, in principle, I'm clear what I have to.
And also, Arun, I think in terms of your design work, you're doing a lot of 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But in terms of management work and interaction and dialogue with people,
it'll be 1.
It's more 1 or 2. Yeah, it'll be 1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
So it's about providing that kind of leadership. You do have some latent skills in it because you use it in your business. But now you got to move it to human being interaction, right?
Yeah. So far as design is concerned, then it's okay. I still have to take it to level 4.
Yes.
And but the management is again, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Dr. Sanjay, what are you seeing?
Yeah, it's true about the meetings. Most of the time, either first, I think both are downloading.
Yes.
First aspect of the debate, both are downloading only in different forms. Sometimes we try to reach level 3, but dialogue and all this. But ultimately, the collective decision, ultimate, usually doesn't happen. Very, very difficult.
Yes. It's
There,
because
I think the leader has to play a role more. So that
even at 3 and dialogue, the leader has to play a role.
has to play a very important role.
You have to lead by example.
Correct.
You have to say, okay, I got it. I have a different point of view than you, but I want to hear your point of view a little more. What is your point of view? Then let them share. And you actually inquire, so that and then other people inquire. Then you ask another person, what do you think about? Do you have a different point of view? Let's hear yours. And as different points of views are being expressed without being attached to your point of view, then people start stealing some stuff from each other. They allow it to come into their own point of view, and it alters their point of view. And that goes to level 4 then. And in level 4, you're actually looking at the future. The future of the hospital, the future of the department, the future of the person that you're talking to. And you're starting to hear a future emerge that didn't have an opportunity to emerge because there was too much argument, too much debate, too much of quiet resistance. That is what level 1 is all about, quiet resistance. Level 2 is about loud resistance, right? Great. So it's about you providing leadership around you.
Yes, I agree.
Right. Somebody else? Questions? We got 2 or 3 minutes more for questions, and we'll set you up to go away. Did you get this bit? Is it clear enough for you to be able to engage with it? Engaging doesn't mean solving it, doesn't mean fixing it, doesn't mean suddenly everything works. It means more. Life becomes more difficult because you realize why it's not working and you can't do anything about it. Right? And your willingness to be with it will allow you to see a possibility in it. I look at everybody's face and I know they are into this world of how do I solve this problem. Problems are not meant to be solved. Life is a problem. You're supposed to have lots of problems in life. You're not letting you put away your problems. You engage with it. See something new. So I am loath to leave you with the kind of questioning you have in the back of your mind. So let's hear you speak. Put that on loudspeaker, whatever's going on for you. Let's hear it. Archana, you haven't said much today, right? You want to say something?
Hi, sir.
Yeah, Archana.
Well, I think there was someone else. Not really, yes, like you just mentioned, there will be many problems. Okay, not all of them are meant to be solved, yes, but we need to learn how to engage, how to find a work through them. So yes, the fields of conversation, when we discussed, we could relate personally. I could relate a couple of instances, and professionally, of course, the many of them, 1, 2, 3, 4 stages. So now we'll have to try and practice how to regularly see to it that there is more of 3 and 4 and not 1 and 2.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. And it's important to differentiate between listening and conversation. We did the 4 levels, but those are the levels of how we listen to people. This is a level of conversation, what is happening in the field. You know, like a field, like a force field or an energy field. In our meeting, there's a force field or an energy field, and something is happening there. So being able to recognize that. And listening is a powerful tool to use to shift it. Because when you start shifting your listening for other people, you begin to see a way of putting something in. But I don't want to give you any answers. I don't want to give you any tips. I'd like you to jump into the pool and flap around until you get a sense of what's happening here. That's very good, Archana. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Devraj, what about you?
Yeah, sir. In the last conversation, we were discussing of listening. Now today we had a field of convocations. So where you have told us 4 steps how we are supposed to be. You told the 1 and 2. Usually we were mainly when your day-to-day activities used to more involve on 2 debating.
Yes.
So debating it's only the speaking from what I think, but you
Right.
never get a solution on that.
Yes.
But coming to a collective and creative, I think we have to. It has made us to change from debative talking touch to the collective creative. So that.
Very good.
So that is what I have learned from today's.
Very good. Very good. And also, you know, you have to be also aware of level 1, which is very prevalent in South India. People don't speak their mind. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. You know, people, so you got to realize in this group, are people speaking their mind? Can I encourage them to speak their mind? But that's very well done. Your summary is very good, Devraj. Great.
Thank you.
Great.
You can get it.
Okay.
Adrian wants to talk, please.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Rosalina here.
Yes, Rosalina.
Yeah. This is talking nice. Okay. So during we have meetings every day.
Right.
Feel that
Yeah.
when, you say yes, and second time you think no, I shouldn't have said that, because here it is open will, the fear of voice.
Right.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes it comes into my mind. If I say like that, is it okay, or maybe some from my boss, Jim, whatever I report to my general manager, Mr. Devra.
Yes.
So I feel sometimes if I say something, what he feels, what he thinks. That's why sometimes you should be talking nice. Yeah.
You don't have to be talking nice,
yes.
But you can learn how to put your opinion without upsetting people.
Yeah. I do that. But sometimes it comes to my mind. If I say something, maybe it's not. He might not like it. Something that barrier like.
Yes, I understand.
And the debate, of course, when he talks to me, and I also, talks to him, and then understanding, we get into the solution.
That's good. Now practice the dialogue.
Yes, sir.
At
yes.
level 3, and then practice creating futures in level 4.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you, Rosalina. Okay, anything for you, Vivek or Manoj?
Yeah, funny, just a tip which is not a tip is use the handouts. Keep the handout open. So in your workbook, the field of conversation is after the case clinic. So around 8 or 9 pages, as you turn over the pages, 8 or 9 pages, the case clinic. The page right after the case clinic has the fields of conversation. Read the fields of conversation not once, 4, 5, 6 times, especially what is on the right hand side. And if you read that over and over again, you'll realize something. So that's one tip, which is not a tip. And even with the stakeholder interview, my request to you is to keep the handout with you, keep those questions with you, because most human beings have a memory that is not reliable. What you will read in that piece of paper, and when you go and actually ask the question, something else will come out of your mouth. So actually write down those questions before you go so that you have some, something that is more reliable than memory. And as you're growing older, memory is getting more and more unreliable. Yeah, that's it, Pudi.
Okay, great. Anything for you, Manoj, or even Aljor?
We want to create all the assignments again?
Yeah, we'll do that. But just anything you want to say before you do that?
No.
Okay, great. Aljor?
I think, Pudi, we'll discuss fields of conversation more next time again.
Yes, we will, definitely. Aljor?
Nothing for him. He said no.
Nothing for him. Okay. All right. So now, yes, go ahead. Manoj, you want to give them the assignments?
Yeah. So continue the listening exercise. Okay. All of you must have received the Excel file from Vivek. Every day before you sleep, spend 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes on that. Mark your listening of the day. Most of it is level 1, except when it is level 2 or level 3. How do you know it's level 2? Is when you learn something new. That's level 2. And when it is level 3, when you actually felt a deeper connection with somebody that you were interacting with. That would be level 3. Right. So please continue to do this file every day, and then continue empathy walk. You may do 1 empathy walk a week at least. And for the stakeholder interview, as we said, do 2 stakeholder interviews during the week, and keep noticing your listening separately, and keep noticing the field of conversation separately. Field of conversation is not just your field, is the team's field, right? So in your meetings especially, keep noticing your field of conversation. Yeah. So that's the assignment. And as I'll just recreate that we have divided, we are available to you during the week also if you need any support. So people from SAS, you can get in touch with me. People from Mangrove, you can get in touch with Vivek. People from Unity, you can get in touch with Ferdy. And the entrepreneurs here, Harmeet, and who else? Pankaj, you should also be in touch with Vivek for any support during the week.
And Dharandeep can get in touch.
Can get in touch with me or Aljor. Yeah. And continue to use the WhatsApp group to share as you practice this. That's a very powerful way to keep the whole conversation alive during the week. Okay.
All right. So we'll see you next Monday, right?
Yes.
Right. Thanks for the way you participated. Great job. Well done. And we'll see you on Monday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.